My secret wasn't ours anymore. The silence broke louder than love. They know now, but they'll never understand what we had. Our love wasn't a mistake, only a mystery they couldn't accept. The truth came out. The shame was never ours to carry. They gasped in horror. I smiled in heartbreak. Love exposed us, but they only saw sin, not soul. Now they know, but do they feel what we felt? They call it forbidden. I call it unforgettable. We were a secret. Now we're a scandal. They discovered us, but lost me in the process. The truth scorched them, but it had already burned me. I watched their faces twist while my heart stayed soft. We were holy to each other, heresy to them. They saw the ending, but we lived the love. The silence after truth is louder than betrayal. They dug for secrets, found a love story. It wasn't a confession, it was a crucifixion. They know now, but do they know why? They screamed. I whispered your name. The shame wasn't ours, it was inherited. They exposed us, but only love stood naked. I didn't lose them, they lost the truth. Our love needed hiding, but never denying. Family found out, and suddenly I was the villain. What they call wrong, I call soul altering. I didn't betray them, I just chose truth. I loved in secret, and now I bleed in public. They think I'm lost. I've never been more found. They wanted to save me. I already was. They saw a scandal. I saw salvation. I stood between love and legacy and chose you. We weren't a mistake, just mistimed. They read my messages, but never heard my heart. Our love didn't die, it was executed. They didn't lose a daughter, they lost her silence. They know what happened, but not what it meant. You were my truth. Their discovery doesn't change that. My family discovered the storm, never the calm we built. The worst part? They never asked if I was happy. We weren't hiding, we were protecting. They tore us apart like villains, but we loved like saints. Now they know, but they never will feel. What they call shame, I call sacred. They uncovered us, but never unraveled us. They judged my love, but never met my heart. I didn't lose them, I found myself. They saw texts, I saw lifelines. What they exposed was never ugly, it was holy. I loved out loud in whispers. Family knew everything, except how deeply I loved. They know now. But do you still love me? They looked at me like a stranger. I was, they found out. And I finally found out who they were. Our secret wasn't sin, It was sanctuary. I didn't break their hearts. I just told the truth. We weren't hiding, we were surviving. Their discovery was violent, but our love was gentle. They read our story out of context. The pain came not from truth, but from their silence. We were a confession in a world full of denial. They know what happened, but not why I stayed. I was the secret they never wanted to know. I chose love. They chose fear. We were soul deep. They saw surface sin. They didn't find love. They found proof. Our love didn't survive discovery, but it survives in memory. They can't forgive what they don't understand. They know everything except how much it hurt. I was loved. I was judged. I still choose love. They uncovered the chapter, but not the whole book. Family found the photos, but not the meaning. I watched their eyes change. Mine stayed soft. You were my home. They exiled me. What they called ruin, I called revelation. The truth was never the enemy. They mourned my past. I was busy living it. They know now, but they never asked me. I wasn't ashamed. I was afraid. We loved beneath layers of silence. Family found out. I found freedom. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. They found the texts. I found my voice. You were my prayer in a place that feared God. We were love in a world built on denial. They screamed betrayal. I whispered devotion. I wasn't hiding, I was healing. The love was real. The shame wasn't mine. They loved me until they knew me. I still carry you in silence, in scars, in strength. What they exposed freed me. They found out. But I'm not sorry. Our love didn't survive them, but it shaped me. I let them read our love. They burned the pages. We weren't wrong. We were rare. They didn't understand me. They punished me. What they discovered wasn't dirty. It was divine. They tore us down. But I still rise with you. They saw danger. I saw destiny. I chose you, knowing it might cost everything. They wanted a secret. I needed a soul. Love wasn't the mistake. Silence was. They know now, but they'll never know how deeply I bled for you. I wasn't hiding you. I was protecting my peace. They found out. But I had already lost everything. We loved like rebels. They punished us like criminals. Their discovery didn't destroy me. It revealed them. They called it betrayal. I called it bravery. What they uncovered, I had already buried in my chest. Their reaction said more than our secret ever could. I didn't choose pain. I chose you. They tore apart what they never took time to understand. They found out. But you were worth every consequence. We were the truth. Their fear made it ugly. I didn't lie, I just loved in the dark. I watched them unravel, but I never let go. They asked why I didn't tell them. I asked why I had to. The secret is out, but the love never dies. What they exposed didn't destroy me, it set me free. You weren't my mistake, you were my miracle. I didn't fall from grace, I ran toward it. They judged my heart before hearing its story. They called me lost, but I had found you. We didn't sin, we survived. I never feared their wrath, only their rejection. They discovered everything except who I am. The silence after the truth hurt louder than screams. You were my light. They made me call it shadow. They uncovered the secret, but not the love that birthed it. They saw us and called it destruction. I called it devotion. I wasn't hiding shame. I was hiding sanctuary. They made me choose, so I chose soul. Our story was sacred. Their judgment was loud. What they found wasn't dirty, it was divine. They knew everything except what it cost me. We weren't wrong, just unreadable to them. They searched my phone, but never searched my pain. I didn't break their trust. I broke their illusion. They saw messages. I saw memories. They heard gossip. I lived truth. They found photos. I found peace. Their rage was louder than my grief. I didn't betray them. I just didn't ask permission to love. We were a secret garden in a world full of fences. They found out, but I had already surrendered. They don't know how long I held my breath. What they uncovered was the only thing that ever felt real. I loved you silently. They discovered me screaming. Their truth was punishment. Mine was freedom. I lost their love, but I kept yours. They opened the box. We were already gone. They called it obsession. I called it oxygen. They saw fire. I saw warmth. They only saw the end. I lived the beginning. I didn't ruin everything. I just told the truth. They knew facts. I lived feelings. I whispered your name in rooms full of noise. They hated me for loving you loudly. They turned love into exile. We didn't break the rules. We broke the silence. I was never sorry for you, only for hiding. They wanted obedience. I wanted love. They knew the story, but not the soul. You were my peace. They made you my punishment. I didn't lose them. I let them go. They found us, but they lost me. We weren't perfect, but we were pure. I told the truth. They rewrote it as betrayal. They exposed what healed me. I didn't choose easy, I chose real. They found the ashes, never saw the fire. What they call damage, I call depth. They asked who I became. I said, free. I didn't lose a family, I lost my chains. They saw sin, I saw salvation. We were love letters they couldn't read. They know everything now, except how much I still ache. You were my beginning, their judgment was the end. They wanted silence. I chose truth. We were the hidden chapter they ripped out. I whispered forgiveness. They shouted shame. I didn't need them to agree, just to listen. They never asked who I was loving. I didn't break rules. I broke silence. What they know now, I've carried for years. They feared scandal, I feared silence. We were the poem they wanted erased. I trusted love, they trusted image. The truth didn't destroy me, it delivered me. They only mourned what they thought they lost. They saw weakness. I found wild strength. Our love didn't end, it transformed. They didn't just find out, they found out too late. The moment they knew, I finally breathed. They don't see the wounds, only the whispers. I didn't betray the family, I built a new one. Their shame couldn't unlove you from me. I gave them truth, they gave me exile. You were never my mistake, just my secret. I didn't ruin the family, I revealed it. They never knew me, only the version that obeyed. I finally told them, and they still don't see me.